Hello friends, welcome back to Stoic Soul Energy. There's a clear connection between you two, her gaze, the shared moments, you can feel it. But when the conversation dies down, it's always you who breaks the silence. Why doesn't she ever take the first step? Even though you know she feels something too. It's not just the quietness that leaves you confused. It's the uncertainty, the unanswered questions, and the frustration of not knowing what's truly on her mind. But here's the thing. This isn't only about dating. This is part of a larger, universal pattern in human behavior. The good news? You don't have to remain stuck in confusion. Today, we're diving into this dynamic through a Stoic perspective, using ancient wisdom combined with modern insights to help you see things more clearly. Take control of the narrative and move forward confidently. #1. The illusion of effortless attraction. You've noticed she reads your messages, perhaps even smiles at them, but she never initiates. Why is that? From a young age, many women are taught that men should take the lead, and society reinforces this belief. If you truly care, it's expected that you'll pursue no matter what. Take Mia, for example. She's been intrigued by Tom for weeks, admiring his confidence and calm demeanor. She wants to reach out but hesitates, thinking, what if he thinks I'm too eager? What if he doesn't feel the same? So, she waits, not because she's uninterested, but because fear of rejection keeps her still. This is where Stoicism can be a powerful tool. You can't control her hesitation, but you can control how you respond to it. Instead of letting her silence define your self-worth or overcompensating with constant effort, lean into patience and self-respect. Many men think that chasing persistently proves their value, but in reality, it often does the opposite. Women, like men, are drawn to strength and balance, not desperation. If she truly likes you, she will find a way to meet you halfway. Instead of texting her every morning, step back and observe. Does she check in with you? Does she keep the conversation alive when you don't initiate? These subtle cues often speak louder than words. Attraction is like a pendulum. If you push too hard, bombarding her with texts and calls, she'll pull away, feeling overwhelmed. But if you give her space, she'll naturally feel drawn back to you. Your ability to remain still, grounded in your own worth, sets you apart. If she cares, she'll make an effort. If not, you'll still stand tall, knowing your value was never dependent on anyone else's actions. #2. Fear of rejection. Let's address a common oversight. Women fear rejection, too. Sometimes even more than men. Society has long portrayed men as the chasers, but that doesn't mean women don't feel the same nervousness. Her silence might seem like indifference, but often, it's her internal struggle. The more she likes you, the greater her fear of rejection. Many women grow up hearing that making the first move can come across as needy or desperate, so even when she's interested, she might hold back, waiting for you to lead. How should you handle this? Should you always be the one to step forward? Not necessarily. While showing interest is essential, constantly chasing someone who doesn't reciprocate can create a one-sided dynamic. Balance is key. Take action when it feels right, but don't let her silence shake your self-esteem. For example, if you've already reached out and she hasn't responded, resist the urge to send multiple texts. One thoughtful message is enough. If she's interested, she'll respond. If not, you've maintained your self-respect. Here's the paradox. The less you stress about why she hasn't reached out, the more attractive you become. A calm, steady mindset communicates a powerful message. I know my worth. I don't need constant validation. #3. Misinterpreted signals. One of the main reasons a woman may not reach out, even if she likes you, is uncertainty about your feelings. Mixed signals can make her second-guess everything. He smiled at me, but didn't follow up. Am I overthinking this? We had a great chat, but now he seems distant. Does he actually like me? When your actions are ambiguous, it's often easier for her to retreat into silence than to risk rejection. This is where Stoicism offers an invaluable perspective. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." In relationships, this translates into the principle of clarity. Be clear. Instead of hinting that you'd like to see her again, say it directly. I enjoyed our conversation. Let's grab coffee this weekend. What do you think? Clarity doesn't make you weak. It makes you stand out. Women respect men who are decisive and aren't afraid to express what they want. ####4. Emotional safety. A Stoic approach. Emotional safety is a crucial aspect of any relationship. It's not just about showing her you care. It's about creating a space where she feels secure enough to let her guard down. When she senses your calm, steady presence, her overthinking begins to fade. You don't need to address her insecurities directly. Your actions and demeanor will naturally put her at ease. Mutual insecurity often fuels overthinking. If you're constantly second-guessing her words or intentions, she'll pick up on that tension. But when you embody confidence, the dynamic shifts. Instead of feeding into uncertainty, you create a space where she feels comfortable being herself. The Stoics teach us to focus only on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and responses. You can't erase her insecurities or stop her from overthinking, but you can control how you show up. When you lead with calm self-assurance, you send a message. I am steady. I am not shaken by uncertainty or silence. ###5. The power of absence. Absence doesn't always signify a lack of interest. In fact, it can be a powerful tool in building attraction. When a woman doesn't reach out, it's often not because she doesn't care, but because she's allowing emotional tension to build. Picture a man and woman who've shared incredible dates, with strong chemistry. After their last meeting, she stops initiating contact. The man begins overthinking, sending a series of texts, one to check in, another to ask if something's wrong, and eventually an apology for messaging too much. What he fails to realize is that she was drawn to his calm confidence initially, but his sudden neediness shifted the dynamic. Instead of giving her space to miss him, his insecurities took control. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not external events. Realizing this will give you strength. Understanding certain dynamics in life can make you stronger, particularly when it comes to relationships. A Stoic man masters his emotions and responds thoughtfully rather than impulsively. When a woman doesn't reach out, remember that her silence may not necessarily reflect anything about you. It could stem from her own insecurities, a subconscious test of your stability, or simply her way of evaluating how much you value her. Instead of overthinking the situation, step back and reflect. A man who remains composed during uncertainty becomes inherently more attractive. His calm demeanor signals confidence, independence, and emotional maturity. Handled well, silence creates intrigue. It allows her the space to miss your presence and think about what she values in you. By showing patience and respecting her need for distance, you communicate that you are secure in yourself. A Stoic man doesn't seek external validation. He knows his worth and trusts the process. Prioritizing emotional safety. Emotional safety is the foundation of any deep and lasting relationship. It's not about grand gestures or romantic displays, but about creating a space where she feels secure enough to be vulnerable. If she senses inconsistency, unpredictability, or uncertainty in your actions, she will likely be more guarded. This doesn't mean she doesn't care. It's her way of protecting herself. Women naturally look for reliability and stability in a partner. If she can't fully trust you yet, she might hold back. Consider this. When disagreements arise or plans change unexpectedly, how you respond matters more than you realize. Reacting with frustration or impatience can send a message of instability. However, if you remain calm and understanding, it reassures her that you're someone she can rely on. As Marcus Aurelius said, be like a rock that the waves crash against but remain unmoved. True strength isn't about controlling the situation. It's about creating an environment where she feels safe to let her guard down. To build emotional safety, follow through on your promises, even the small ones. Listen attentively so she knows her thoughts and feelings matter. Be consistent in your actions. Mixed signals create doubt, but reliability builds trust. When she feels emotionally secure with you, everything changes. She'll relax into the relationship, open up more, and feel more confident in reaching out to you. Emotional safety isn't about perfection. It's about showing up with patience, steadiness, and dependability. When she knows she can count on you, the bond between you deepens in ways that no grand gesture ever could. Avoiding perceived imbalance. Women often worry about balance in relationships. They may hesitate to reach out first, not because they're playing games, but because they don't want to appear too eager or devalue themselves in the process. Take Sarah and Jake, for example. After 2 amazing dates, Sarah likes Jake, but she holds back from texting first, fearing it will come off as desperation. Jake, on the other hand, overanalyzes her silence, assuming she's lost interest. In reality, Sarah's hesitation stems from vulnerability, not indifference. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Instead of stressing over her actions, focus on what you can control: your mindset, your actions, and your ability to lead with confidence. A Stoic man doesn't obsess over keeping score in a relationship. He doesn't react impulsively or overthink every little detail. Instead, he cultivates a dynamic where effort flows naturally, valuing and respecting her while creating a space where she feels safe to express her interest. When a woman feels truly appreciated, she won't hesitate to invest in the relationship. By letting go of the need for validation and remaining steady, secure, and present, the right person will meet you halfway. Managing uncertainty in timing. Timing can be a delicate aspect of any relationship. Women often hesitate to reach out not because they're playing hard to get, but because they overthink whether it's the right moment. They want to protect the relationship and avoid rejection. As Epicurus wisely said, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Her hesitation is more about her perception of timing than the actual timing itself. Instead of worrying about when she'll reach out, focus on creating an environment where timing feels natural and comfortable. Respect her need for space without interpreting it as disinterest. When the opportunity arises, take the initiative with calm confidence. A Stoic man understands that forcing outcomes rarely works and often backfires. While you can't control how or when she responds, you can control how you present yourself. Show up with consistency, patience, and self-assurance. Trust the connection you've built, rather than trying to manipulate or rush it. By embodying calmness and steadiness, you ease her concerns, allowing her to feel more comfortable being open and responsive. In turn, this strengthens the trust and bond between you, allowing the relationship to unfold naturally. Conclusion: a Stoic approach to relationships. Building a deep and meaningful connection isn't about trying to control how the other person feels or acts. It's about mastering your own mindset, emotions, and approach. By staying emotionally steady, respecting her need for space, and creating an environment of safety, you allow trust and attraction to grow naturally. The teachings of Stoicism offer an important lesson. Focus on what you can control. You can't dictate how someone will respond, but you can control your actions and reactions. By staying calm and composed, even during uncertainty, you become a steady and reliable presence in her life. This stability makes her feel secure, valued, and understood. Real connection develops through mutual respect, emotional safety, and patience. There's no need to rush or force outcomes. Allow the relationship to develop at its own pace. By embracing Stoic principles, calm leadership, consistent behavior, and trustworthiness, you communicate far more than words ever could.